YouTubers, and welcome to Gabby's World. Yay! So you guys, I know last time I said I was going to talk about relationships and girls and how they approach relationships, but this time I was planning on, excuse me, everyone, this is my dog Binks. I guess he wanted to be on the show. Binks, I gotta work, okay? I gotta work. I can't be all about you. Can't be selfish. Sorry, everybody. The topic for this week is people and how they approach the officers, and officers and how they approach citizens. So, in the flaws in that. Before I go inside that topic, I want to give you guys my token of advice. All right, yay! Hey guys, a token of advice: be humble in dealing with others. And basically, what's that explaining is that learn how to love one another, learn how to be humble enough to be compassionate to one another in each other's situations. Be glad about how God is keeping you and your family and keeping your friends, and always listening to your prayers even when you don't deserve it, because you're humble enough to listen to God. And when you are humble enough to listen to God, he really listens to you. So two Philippians 2 and 2:6 through 11 explains how Jesus let go of his privilege and let go of the fact that he didn't think about of the fact that he was equal to God, but actually became a slave just so he could save us. He became somebody who could be basically seen as nobody when he was everything. And even though he knew in his heart, and though he knew that who he was when it came to God and everything, he still let go of all of that just so he could become a humble position as a slave, so he can come down and save us. So if Jesus himself, somebody greater than us, somebody better than us, somebody who can do anything and be perfect, unlike us who can't be as perfect as he is, somebody who can do that in such a high position would choose to be somebody as lowly as me. I feel like that should give everybody the confidence and the encouragement to be humble to one another, and learn how to be more understanding, and learn how to pick your battles, and learn how to be more together and united with each other, no matter what race we are, no matter where we are in our lives, because that can really help us bring us closer to God. Okay, you guys, now on into the topic. I feel like a lot of lives are ended because of situations that could have been avoided if you only just did certain things that could have helped them live, like right now. Like, I get that some officers have an issue with being power hungry. Some people feel like they're power hungry or racist, and I'm not saying no to that possibility, because some officers could be like have that sort of mindset. But I think that it's not just their responsibility, but it's also our responsibility. And I feel like if you're in a situation like that, if you could be accommodating to each other, then I feel like that would leave us with a better outcome than what the outcome has been, because it's happened before with Trayvon Martin and Michael Brown and Alessandra Bland. And I feel really bad about her story, because she's getting tailgated by this officer, and there's a misunderstanding, and now here she is dead in a jail cell, apparently from suicide, which I don't think a lot of people really understand, or really some don't believe it. And because I'm confused by it by myself. I mean, myself, I don't know for sure if it's true or not. Only God knows that. But I'm confused by it. I'm confused by it myself, because a lot of the stuff in her report doesn't make any sense. Like, she consumed marijuana while in custody. I didn't understand. Like, I didn't literally mean by while she was in custody, she ate marijuana. Like, how is that even possible? And still, her wanting to kill herself in the first place. And I've seen some of her videos. It just kind of seems out of place. But still, the outcome happened, and it's really sad. And I feel bad for the people who lost her, and I pray for them, and I pray that God keep them, and I pray they be set free from their grief. And God cares about you so much, and I hope that you guys don't lose faith in him because of the choices that people make. and I'm sorry that they make these choices, but this is their lives, and if they want to choose to ruin it or bless it, that's their choice. But please don't give up on God, because He never gave up on you. He still hasn't. So I pray God give y'all peace. And that goes for every family who's ever lost their child to some sort of horrible situation, whether it be from police or any other violence. But anyway, just some quick tips on how to avoid a situation like that. As far as citizens, when an officer, like, I'm going to read it from my book because you guys, I have to stay organized, and you know how I am. I have to remember everything I said, otherwise I'm just not going to get it out. But people, like, when an officer pulls you over, whether it's stupid or it's obviously justified, don't react harshly, because when you react harshly, you don't know what kind of officer you're dealing with, so it could either turn out bad or it could turn out good. But just try to stay calm in that situation and try to listen to what the officer is saying, whether it be ridiculous. Because in Sandra Bland's situation, the officer, I remember in one part in her video where the officer said, put out the cigarette, and he was just being demanding for no reason. But at least that's how I feel. But she has every right to smoke in her car. But because he asked to that, and because he's in the position that he's in, and this justice system isn't perfect, I didn't feel like it was a huge problem if she just put out the cigarette, like that sort of thing. Like, that's what made it that's what started, like, lit the match to come into a situation that she did, instead of just getting a ticket. Now she's arrested because apparently, because of the officer getting frustrated over her not taking out a cigarette. And I feel like that happens with a lot of people. People like overreact when it comes to officers sometimes, and they'll speak in a calm voice and curse the officer out and say, "I said it nicely." And you guys, I get it. They're annoying sometimes. They say things that are rude. They abuse their power sometimes. I'm not saying all officers do, because a lot of officers are really nice, really care about keeping people safe. But some officers are that way. But like any person who's rude and disrespectful and doesn't know how to talk to somebody, whether it be an officer or a citizen, you just ignore that person and you do what you have to do in that situation so we can get the job done. Whether it be the officer trying to get his job done or the citizen having to get over this arrest or this ticket, so he or she can be able to go home and just deal with the consequences, or fight the consequences. That's another thing I'm saying. Like, when you're a citizen and you're being pulled over by a cop, and they're telling you to be arrested, don't fight them on it. Even if you don't know why they're arresting you, just get out the car, get arrested, and get in the car with the officer and go to the police station and handle it there. And I'm not saying, like I said, don't curse, don't talk back to them in a way that they feel like it might be offensive. Explain yourself to the head of the person over this whole situation, so you can be able to get the proper help that you need. Or even if you don't get no help that day, leave and bring back a lawyer and try to solve it in court or something like that. But fussing and fighting and resisting the officer and what they're asking you to do is only going to cause a problem, because either he's a jerk and he's going to make up reasons to arrest you, or you're going to end up getting in trouble for another reason. So it's best to just be able to accommodate the officers as best as you can. Now, on the other hand, as officers, a lot of officers I've seen in videos overreact with certain people. Like, I saw an officer arrest a pregnant woman and like literally put her down on the ground and like abuse her. And so I felt bad for that woman, and I feel bad for a lot of people who get arrested by officers, because they tend to abuse their power a little bit when it comes to how they arrest people. And sorry. And when they do that, I feel like it's uncalled for. And it makes me wonder, like, how does the justice system handle the officers? The justice system not teaching when it comes to their officers? Are they giving them mental checkups? Are they offering them places or people for them to go to be able to release any emotions or feelings that they may be having that could cause them to not be able to do their job well? And that will, I mean, are they giving them like classes or something like that that can help them relearn how to handle citizens? And because the deaths of these people, I feel like could have easily been avoided if everybody would just learn how to be understanding to one another in one another's positions. And these officers are out here all the time and all day, and sometimes they see stuff that's probably really messed up, or go through stuff that nobody knows about, and they're hiding it because they love their job, they want to do their job, but it's not about you when you're an officer. And I feel like maybe some of them might not know that, but it's kind of, I mean, it's about you to a certain extent, because but that's what I'm saying. Your mental health is most important. How you are handling yourself inwardly is most important, because you don't want to bring any anger or frustration or bad attitudes out on the street, because you don't know who you might encounter. You're getting upset or you're angry about something, and you just may end up killing an innocent person, or a person who could be able to grow, all because of whatever issues you're having at home or at work. So is the justice system providing them with people, whether it be a therapist or it be a person, a preacher, somebody they can talk to help them fix whatever in their hearts that isn't going well? And I feel like that the justice system should think more about their employees, because that's what helps everything. That's part of what helps everything run smoothly. And I feel like the times are very impatient, very misunderstanding. That's what I feel like between because of this police brutality thing. I'm starting to feel this spirit of racism come around again. Like it's some kind of thing where now, oh, these white officers, they don't like us, and they trying to put down a black man all the time and all the other stuff. And I'm just like I said. I mean, it may be racism involved, it may be power hungry people involved, but God always brings justice to those who have no help, because God cares about the minorities. It says that in His Word. God cares about the minorities, and that's what happened in Egypt when the people, the Hebrews, were in slavery to Pharaoh and the Egyptians, and God delivered them out of that situation because there was nobody else to help them. And there was somebody to help them. Moses helped them, but God used him to be able to take His people out of that land because they needed to be free. And just like there was help for them back then, there's help for them now. And just really try to help I think the justice system to really try to help their officers have somebody to really pay attention to them and observe them and talk to them and let them see if everything's going all right with their lives, so they can be able to do their job accurately and with joy, because having such a job, though it is scary and hard, it's really a honor, because of a lot of people, you were chosen to protect and to serve and to be something that a lot of people don't have the guts or the bravery to do, which is, protect people who you technically don't need to be responsible for, but you're here to protect and to serve, and that's what you should do. Not draw a line in the sand between citizens and officers, because we're not supposed to be enemies. We're supposed to be working together to make sure everybody is safe. And I feel like that mindset is being lost because of frustration and misunderstanding. And for all those who have lost somebody because of a tragedy, I really am sorry about that. And God really does help those who are hurting, who are grieving. He helps those who feel like they can't forgive. I don't know how. I've never experienced a death like that. I mean, before I was born, my elder sister passed away. My mom knows how that feels. She had to watch her daughter before her eyes get hit by a truck. the whole truck, and she died. And instead of getting being unforgiving, and instead of being angry and bitter, because she could have gone crazy because of that, because that was her first child. Instead of that, she when she went to court to to get justice for what happened. My mom, instead of being unforgiving to the person who hit her, she came up to the person and hugged them in front of everybody. And the lawyers were upset about it, but she did it because she knew that that woman did not mean to kill her. So God helped her make that decision. And after that, my mom got saved. So I want you guys to know, if for those who are grieving because of their lost children or whatever happened, whether it be from police or from any outside problems like gangs or anything like that, I just pray that God be with you, and that you understand that Jesus forgives us every day for sins that we do. And I pray that you guys be forgiven as well. So that's pretty much the topic for today, you guys. I really am glad that I got to talk to you. I know it's been a long time coming. Also, make sure you put some comments below. Tell me about what you thought about the subject for today. And I hope you guys have a great and awesome week. And also, next week I'll be singing my first song. I'm going to play some options of songs at the bottom of this video. I want you to vote on which song that I should sing. And I'll be singing it next Monday, okay? All right, you guys. I love you. I pray God keep you. And I pray you guys heal and be blessed and be humble. And always believe in yourselves and believe in God most of all. All right, you guys. Bye.